Sometimes we encounter circumstances that are far beyond our expectation and control. We can only hope, pray, and have faith that it doesn't claim our life or that of a loved one, especially when it seems to be part of the underworld. If you are joining me for the first time and you love the true, dark, and scary stories, you have just found the right channel. Welcome to the Dark Past, where I'll be telling you one or two stories every week. So please do sit back, relax, and enjoy today's story. In the winter of 1988 to 89, Jackie Hernandez was pregnant with her second child, but unfortunately she had a miscarriage, and driven by the torment of unhappiness, she left her husband and moved into a bungalow with her 2-year-old son in San Pedro, California. That is when her real troubles began. According to Jackie and her friends, over the next 3 years, she was tormented by at least two ghosts. At that time, she was 30 years of age. One of the ghosts was benign and the other was vengeful. The benign one had led her to his grave, where he was buried in 1913, which was 13 blocks away from her bungalow, while the vengeful ghost took her fear and got energy from it. The more scared she got, the stronger it became. Most unusual and disturbing was that the haunting continued after Jackie had moved from her San Pedro bungalow. The ghost followed her, wreaking havoc wherever she went, including a remote trailer in northern Kern County. It all started with strange lights and colored mist suddenly appearing all around the house and stinking blood-like liquid oozing from the kitchen walls, while Jackie and her babysitter, Christiana Viskovic, did dishes. Her cat would chase every shadows around the house, and she would hear voices muttered in the attic. One day, she saw pencils flying out the pencil holder. She thought she was hallucinating, perhaps because of her pregnancy at that time. After her daughter Samantha was born in April 1989, one night Jackie got up to use the bathroom. On her way, she saw a glare old man glaring at her, then suddenly vanishes. She was always having this dream about a younger man being clubbed with a lead pipe and drowned by his assailant in San Pedro Harbor, as it looked in 1930s. In this dream, she became the dead man, experiencing his horror of being held underwater as he fought for his life. Via a Ouija board, she established a possible link with a 60-year-old suspicious death, the killing she had been dreaming about. One of Jackie's friends contacted a paranormal investigator to come to Jackie's house. On the night of August 8, 1989, Taff and 3 investigators went to San Pedro to interview Jackie. The investigators were loaded with ethereal beer, bringing sophisticated video cameras, image intensifiers, infrared detectors, and other equipment that might capture images of the unknown. Taff, who had investigated over 3,000 cases and found most of them to be fabricated, was intrigued from the very start as he took on Jackie's case. During the interview, they kept hearing what sounded like a 200-pound rat running around the attic. Everyone also experienced a sensation of overpressure, a feeling similar to being underwater. Later that evening, a team of photographers went into the attic. As they stepped into the attic, one of the photographers was so in shock as his 35mm camera was wrenched from his hands and shattered on the floor. The lenses were later found laying several feet away from the camera body. On the investigator's second visit, the photographer named Jeff Whitcraft went into the attic again. He suddenly lets out a loud scream as he was pulled into the darkness by an unseen force. The other photographer started clicking on his camera button in a rapid succession at every angle of the attic, and what he captured was so shocking. Jeff Whitcraft had been attacked by an entity that had wrapped a clothesline around his neck and attempted to hang him from a protruding nail. It all happened so fast. Jackie immediately moved out of the house, never to return. In the fall of 1989, Jackie and her husband attempted to patch things up. They moved to Weldon in Kern County and tried to start afresh, but it wasn't just working for both. Within months, her husband left and she was all alone once more with a little kid and an infant to take care of. One day, she and two of her neighbors moved a TV into the storage shed. The three saw an image of an old man on the screen, the same man that Jackie had seen in the San Pedro house. That night, she was kept awake by someone pounding on the inside of the shed as if it was wanting to get out. The ghost had followed her from her San Pedro bungalow to her new home, which is very unusual. She once again called on the paranormal investigators. When they got there and set up their equipment, something kept on switching them off. They tried several times, but whatever it was kept turning them off. In desperation, she suggested that the investigators try the Ouija board. As they began, their table began to shake, and the session ended when photographer Whitcraft was thrown against the trailer wall by an invisible force. But before the session ended abruptly, she had managed to ask some questions and got the answers she needed. The ghost also revealed that he had been born in 1912 and died in 1930. With this information, they discovered an old newspaper report of the death of a seaman named Herman Hendrickson, whose body was found floating under a pier on March 25, 1930. He had a jagged wound on the top of his head when he was found, so the coroner ruled that he had drowned, and authorities determined the seaman had not been murdered but had sustained the wound when he fell off the dock. The second ghost identity was also determined to be the person who had built the bungalow in San Pedro where Jackie had lived, and was the ghost of the old man she had seen not long after giving birth to her daughter, Samantha, on her way to use the bathroom. His name was John Damon. Jackie stayed in the Weldon trailer until the summer of 1990, when she moved back to Los Angeles, and all this while the ghost followed her wherever she went to, creating havoc. Even when she had left after visiting a friend's home, it will still manifest its presence there. Well, according to Jackie, John Damon made a graceful exit. While visiting in San Pedro in the spring of 1990, she saw a ball of light bright enough to be visible in the day outside the house where she was staying. She followed the light to a nearby grave where it hovered over a stone, marking the grave as that of John Damon. The ball of light went round and round the grave and just disappeared. She believes that was Damon's way of saying goodbye, and the other ghost had also gone, as she didn't have any more paranormal activities around her. That brings us to the end of today's story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a like, share it, which encourages me to bring you more interesting stories like this from around the world. I don't know what media you are watching this with, but you can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, and YouTube. And please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my weekly uploads. Thank you. See you next time and bye for now.